So when did sports come into the picture for you, and how did you get your start in basketball?
I've come from a athletic family, so we've always played sports our whole lives. But I started playing basketball in fifth grade, and that's after seeing my older brother and my older sisters playing sports, and I just wanted to follow their footsteps. And so, whatever they did, I wanted to do, and so that's what I did.
In a lot of African homes, sports come second to education. The
Mhm.
paths that have been taken in your family are unique. You mentioned, your older siblings being involved in sports, your older brother played in the NFL, and I know that you had some collegiate athletes in your family. So, was being a pro athlete something that you always dreamed of? Was it well received by your parents?
Being a pro athlete was not in my cards. Like I didn't think I would ever be a pro. But like all the typical Nigerian parents, they want you to be a medical doctor. They want you to be a lawyer, a nurse, whatever. So that so that's what the dream that they had for us. But they never really pushed that on us. They didn't say like, "Hey, you have to do this." They just let us, as long as we had good grades, they knew we would be successful in anything we put our mind to. When my brother went pro, and they saw, oh wow, like this is actually a reality for the rest of, the kids. They just really encouraged us, and just gave us motivation to keep pursuing the sport that we love to play.
I know you grew up doing a project in school on the Olympics. Tell me about that project.
Yeah, so in sixth grade, we talked about the Olympics, and like the goddess. I can't really remember, but we talked about the Olympics. I covered the country France, and their participation in the Olympics and stuff like that. And it's so crazy that I did that project. Fast forward, I don't know how many years later, I was in the Olympics in Tokyo. And now I'm going to be in the Olympics in France, so which is
Wow, that is crazy. Full circle. Why did you choose France back then? Was it assigned to you, or was it just
I think it was because of the fashion. Um, France was known for high fashion, and so I was always intrigued by the country France.
when did actually becoming an Olympian become like a dream for you? How old were you?
So I never dreamed about being an Olympian. I had the first taste of it in 2016 when we were qualifying for the Olympics in Brazil, Rio, Brazil, and but we fell short to it, and we didn't qualify. And like I thought that was the closest I would get to competing in the Olympics. Like that was my only chance. And then fast forward 4 years later, when we qualified in Serbia and got the ticket, that was just like a wow moment. Like wow, I'm really gonna be able to play in the Olympics. It was so surreal, and like it was the moment I was like, wow, God is real. Like you're like the most unimaginable thoughts you could ever have. God has it for you. And so yeah, that was a huge moment in my career, and I'm just so forever grateful for the opportunity.
I love that. What made you want to represent Nigeria?
um for number one reason, I'm Nigerian, of course, and just because like it's just an honor just to be able to represent, your country and play for the country that's all honestly. And just to make my parents proud, and just to see their child, you know, compete for a country that they've lived in their whole life. I wanted to make my family proud, and like, um, and that's what I did.
I want to talk about Team Nigeria. How would you describe it?
Oh, the team dynamic of the team is fun, high energy, and just dogs. It's a whole new group coming together this time around for the Olympics. It's a lot younger team, but like I said, these girls are dogs. They're not afraid of anybody. I think that's just in our blood, Nigerian blood. We're not afraid of anything.
You've been in the mix with Team Nigeria for a while. This is Nigeria's third Olympic appearance and first consecutive appearance in women's basketball. Can you talk about the growth of Nigerian Women's Basketball Federation that you've seen and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, the growth of Nigerian basketball has been, tremendous, from where it started and where it's headed. The growth has been amazing to see. There's so many talented Nigerian players, and like the future is so bright for Nigerian basketball. We just need the right, people in office and stuff, and like, to be honest, Nigeria could be the top five in the world. Like, that's how crazy, like, talented and good these Nigerian athletes are around the world.
So, what would you say is the mission of this team?
We're not trying to just show up. We in the past we're just happy to be there. Like I said, we have a new team and we're younger, but that doesn't excuse anything. Like, we really want to compete, to not just play in the three stage games that we have, but to move on to outside the bracket. It's gonna be tough. All of the teams at this level are good, and yeah, we just want to really shock the world and let the world know that Nigeria is here.
Yeah. What are some misconceptions that people have about African basketball teams? I mean, you've played for so many different countries internationally. Do you feel like you've been treated differently on those teams versus like when you say you play for Nigeria?
The negative notion of African players is that we're just athletic and talented. Like, we don't have the IQ, and I think that's false. Like, a lot of us played in the States in college or in high school. Like, we know the game of basketball. We're not just out there running and jumping over people's backs. Like, we actually know the game of basketball, and we execute. Yeah, I just really wish like people would stop thinking that and saying that, because it's very false.